All right, so yesterday we talked about how the Fed has a ton of power. I would argue too much power to influence the market. And of course, we saw a sell-off yesterday. We're seeing a big sell-off today. What did the Fed and what did the Treasury Secretary say? How does that impact you? And the update on the stimulus that's coming up right now. This is your next Wise Step video for today. Thanks for being here. My name is Mike Bernard. I am the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners and owners right here at Corhorn Financial Group. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. So the Fed comes out as we expected yesterday and said, we're leaving rates basically at zero and we're willing to do anything and everything to continue to help the economy. But they did say no negative rates. I think that's good news. No surprise, but good news. And they also said, we expect to keep rates at about zero. We don't see increasing rates for several years. Wow. Wow. Wall Street has seen a V-shaped rebound, and the Fed basically just came out and said the economy is not going to see a V-shaped recovery. Therefore, Wall Street could be being signaled that, hey, you might have gotten the cart before the horse here. On top of that, basically, Jerome Powell said, yeah, I think we need another round of stimulus. Then Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, my man Mnuchin, just doesn't roll off the tongue, came out and said, listen, I'd be open to doing another stimulus. I'd be open to doing another $1,200 check to everyone. But basically, if we synthesize this all together, market is having a bad reaction to this. We're seeing a huge sell-off today as it's sort of indicated that this is going to be, in fact, a long road to recovery. We'll see if this is just a breather, albeit extreme breather, after an enormous rally over the past month, or if this kicks off a new wave of panic. We'll just have to see. But what's this mean for the stimulus? I'm going to give you just straight from my heart, straight from my brain, what I'm thinking. I think this says the HEROES Act that the House pushed out there and approved now 3 weeks ago, was an absolute waste of time. I think it was an absolute waste of time. We've got now the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin saying, listen, we need another round of stimulus, but in my opinion, it was a waste of time by the House because it was not a bipartisan. There was no group work on this thing. That was a waste of time and a waste of paper. Now, Congress is trying to figure out, well, should we even do another stimulus? Because the stock market has rebounded, the economy's trying to reopen, and I told you a few days ago that the Congressional Budgetary Office, the CBO, came out with an analysis that said because of the extra $600 a week that's been added to unemployment, it is creating a disincentive for some Americans to return to work. I know not you, but many people, it's created a disincentive. And basically the CBO has come out and said, this extra $600 might not be a good thing. Where does that put us? Guys, that puts us in gridlock. That puts us in absolute gridlock. I would be shocked if there was another stimulus that came on the forefront anytime soon. I'm hopeful. I think the economy is hurting. I think ma and pop businesses, I think small businesses, which are really the lifeblood of the economy, I think they are struggling. And I could see another stimulus. I think it's going to be very, very, very difficult to get one in the near term, especially if the stock market stays high. Now, if it does throw a big temper tantrum here and we start seeing a big sell-off, I think there is a likelihood for another stimulus. But right now, with the stock market recovering, the greatest return in any 50-day trading period ever is what we just saw. And it would be very, very difficult for politicians to come together and come up with a stimulus after that, especially when the first attempt was completely party line politics. So I know from covering the stimulus updates with you over the past several weeks, few months, I know you guys want an extra stimulus check. I know you need it. I know you need the extra $600 a week in unemployment. I think right now it's far-fetched. It's bad news. I think it's far-fetched. The Fed and Treasury Secretary coming out basically asking Congress to do it. Hopefully that pushes them a little bit, but I think it's going to be hard to come by unless we see more bad economic news and the stock market following suit. What should you do? I was talking with some folks today who their PPP money is about to run out next week, and the employees, they have no revenue coming into their business, so they've been paying their employees based on this PPP money. With it running out, they're going to have their employees go on unemployment. And so if you're in that situation, make sure don't delay. File for unemployment. Get this extra $600 a week just in case they don't extend it. If you are on unemployment already and you're receiving this extra $600 a week, we saw personal savings rate jump to a record high last month because people were saving dollars and holding cash. Make sure you do that. Be careful with your spending, manage your budget. And then from an investment standpoint, I've been telling you, make sure you brace yourself for volatility. We saw the fastest rally in any 50-day trading period ever in history. That is a historic moment. It might not last. Brace for volatility. Make sure you've got diversification and a momentum strategy. Our momentum strategy is starting to pivot again today. If you need a second opinion or want to know how all of this impacts your specific financial situation, contact your certified financial planner. Cannot urge you enough. Make sure they're doing comprehensive financial planning. If you need one, you can always contact our team. You'll find us online, corehorn.com, or send us an email, info@corehorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.